So I'm sure some of you are aware of what's going on with the latest pandemic that we got coming that they're pushing. It has to do with the bird flu. Yeah, so there's been a big quote unquote outbreak, so to say, which this isn't anything new. Even though they're trying to push it like it's new, it's not, because I remember reporting a couple of years ago about how they were culling a bunch of chickens because there was the bird flu back then. And now we got this thing going on, and we got this here in Texas, which is the largest U.S. Fresh egg producer, halts production at Texas plant after bird flu found in chickens. Nobody tell Billy Crone, because he's just going to use this as ammo to push his anti-chicken agenda. I just got to put it out there. Nobody tell Billy. He doesn't need to know. He already hates chickens enough. We don't need any more ammo for Billy on this. So I just thought I'd put that in there. Okay. So it says the largest producer of fresh eggs in the United States said Tuesday that it has stopped production at the Texas plant after the bird flu was found in the chickens there. So the largest producer of fresh eggs in the United States, they got the big one, huh? Ridgeland, Mississippi-based Cal-Maine Foods, Inc. said in a statement that approximately 1.6 million laying hens and 3,700 pullets. There we go. About 3.6 of its total flock were destroyed after the infection, avian influenza, was found at the facility in Palmer County, Texas. Isn't this wonderful? And then we can see here, and this is from the New York Post, they're pushing the fear-mongering as much as they can. Bird flu pandemic could be 100 times worse than COVID, scientists warn. Wow, if we don't have enough of the fear-mongering going on. Bird flu pandemic with the potential to be 100 times worse than COVID may be on the horizon after a rare human case was discovered in Texas. Experts have warned. Everybody get afraid. Everybody get ready for lockdowns. The H5N1 avian flu has spread rapidly since a new strain was detected in 2020. Yeah, that's where they were culling all those birds, was back then. In every state, as well as commercial poultry and backyard flocks. That's right. You got the UK out there that's now telling all the private farmers and stuff that you have to register your chickens for your safety. It's all for safety, right? Yeah, that's what they always push. It says, but it has now been detected in mammals, with the cattle herds across 4 states becoming infected. And on Monday, federal health officials announced that a dairy worker in Texas caught the virus. Oh boy. The virus has been on top of the pandemic list for many, many years. This has been going on for decades. It's probably decades, but I looked, it's been going on forever. And it says, and now we're getting dangerously close to the virus potential causing a pandemic. Is this going to be the next one that pushes the pandemic treaty over the edge coming up in May? Who knows? If we take a look at the U.S. map, though, it's kind of fascinating how all these states, so spread out, all got it at the same time. That's convenient. A little quinky dink, which I don't believe in quinky dinks at all. So that's kind of fascinating. But if we keep going, here's where they're starting to already say, guess what, guys? You guys need to stop eating at steakhouses and avoid eggs. Yeah, that's right. It says what you can and can't eat amid America's bird flu outbreak, according to an ex-FDA food chief. Avoid steakhouses and salad dressing and even some of your favorite desserts. Oh, no. What did he say? Americans are being urged to stay away from classic American dishes like steak and eggs. Yeah, pretty much almost everybody in the Midwest and the South, that's their breakfast. Steak and eggs. Have you seen Twister? That's a delicious looking steak and eggs. And apparently the potatoes are award-winning. If you haven't seen Twister, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but just roll with me, I guess. But yeah, avoid steak and eggs and some desserts because there's a small risk of catching the bird flu. I'll risk it. Thank you. That is the advice of that guy, Dr. Darren Detweiler, who said animal products that are not properly cooked and harbor small fragments of the virus, which is currently tearing through U.S. farms. That means steaks should be cooked well done, and eggs with runny yolks should be avoided. No sunny side up, y'all. Even salad dressings like Caesar can be at risk due to being made with raw eggs, he said. What about mayonnaise? America's #1 condiment is mayonnaise. That's the wrong one. There we go. The H5N1 bird flu strain has caused outbreaks, dozen farms, infecting cattle, chickens, and raising fears over the safety of the U.S. food supply. If that's not enough, the CDC and ASTHO and the CSTE and the APHL call regarding avian influenza preparedness. That's right. CDC officials emphasize that although the risk to the public remains low, not according to what the doctors are saying, it could be 10 times worse, but whatever. Remain low. The agency wants state public health officials to be prepared to respond. CDC recommended that state public health officials engage with their state veterinarians and agriculture department officials to ensure that they have up-to-date operational plans to respond to avian influenza at the state level, et cetera, et cetera. I think we get the idea. And yes, there is a video out there that you will find Mr. Tedros of the WHO talking about how they've been developing a bird flu vitamin shot for people too. Yeah, it's just we've got more of this going on. This is a little bit more than what it was a couple years ago when they were culling the birds. They were still saying, it's a possibility, but now we're getting more and more of this push of this could become a pandemic that's 100 times worse, and now we have to stop eating certain foods, including meat. Interesting. Plus, we have a report coming from Sainsbury. I think it's Sainsbury, UK's largest food chain out there. I think that's right, somewhere along those lines, who's saying by 2025, people are going to basically be eating a plant-based diet. They're going to try and flex people off of meat by 2025. If we look at Timothy, we understand that it talks about how they're going to command people to stop eating meats. Interesting. So we just never know what this stuff is going to lead to. It could lead into a lot of very, very bad things, or it could lead to a nothing burger. Yes, I used nothing burger on particular on that one. But yeah, we just don't know. We just got to be aware of these things and understand that they will do whatever they possibly can to try and make sure that their stuff gets through. That's for sure.